Well, everybody, we are fully fueled, fully watered, fully supplied.
Fully excited.
Yeah, fully excited, and we're here at the start of Gibb River Rd. So we are 2 weeks into our trip now. So nearly halfway, or pretty much halfway.
Sadly.
Yeah, sadly. But now we get to do the bit that we've been looking forward to. So.
Yep, and we're here. And while there's a lot of red and it looks like it's close, it is open to us.
Yep, so Pentecost River to Great Northern Highway is all fully open, and then everything else is closed to vehicles over 7 tonne or 15 tonne. So we're good to go.
So good.
Let's jump on the road and see what it has to hold. All good? Just a bit of a reminder to everyone, you can also find us on Great Off-Road Adventures at Facebook and Instagram, and there we are posting all our photos and other bits and pieces from the trip. So make sure you head over and check it out. Well, we've made it to our camp spot. This is one of the private campsites on El Questro. I'll spin you around quickly whilst we're losing the light. How gorgeous is the range in the background, just turning a nice deep orange from the sunset. Jess is off grabbing some kindling quick. We did get some firewood on the way in. Literally that's the Pentecost River. There are crocs here. Salties and freshies, so they advise not to swim in it, of course, but we might be able to tie a bucket on a rope and collect some water out of there for showers and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's the plan. The whole site to ourselves. Got to work out best place to put the car, where we're going to get some morning shade maybe, or afternoon shade, whatever we want to do, and then we'll get the fire cranking, get ourselves set up. We're finally able to break out the camp oven and cook on a campfire tonight. We elected to bring the camp oven because it's a lot smaller than the Weber, and it just gave us a bit more space for this trip. We have cooked on the campfire earlier in the trip, but we've used the sort of grill or the griddle, the wire mesh thing, but this is now camp oven time. So we just grabbed, or we've had in the freezer, one of the flat marinated chickens, and what we're going to do is sort of fold it over in half and put it in the camp oven, cook it on the coals. Pretty straightforward. There's heaps of how to cook in the camp oven things, but pretty much just treat it like your oven at home. Cook it for the same amount of time you would your oven at home. 1/3 of coals on the bottom, 2/3 of coals on top, and it's pretty straightforward. So we'll get it set up and we'll get dinner on the go. Well, there we go, we got chicken on the go. We'll monitor it. What we're going to do is just chop up some spuds, parboil them a little bit, and we'll chuck them in with about a half hour to go. We'll have some roast chicken, roast spuds and a bit of salad for dinner tonight. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Look, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm no Harry from Fire to Fork, but I do agree with him. There is something super relaxing and enjoyable about sitting around and cooking on a campfire. So if you get the opportunity to do so, I highly recommend that you give it a shot. It's super fun and really rewarding when you turn out a good meal. Now, how did our dinner turn out? Well, I consider it pretty good. Neither Jess or I got sick, and neither of us complained about the food. So yeah, I consider it a win. Now, let's enjoy the rest of the night, and we'll pick you up in the morning. Good morning, everybody. We had a really great night at our private site last night. As you would have seen, had the fire going, cooked a lovely roast. It was just awesome. First day of exploring our Questro. Where are we heading, Jess?
Heading to Zebedee Springs. It's probably one of the most popular spots in our Questro. So we figured we'd hit it first and hopefully it's not too busy.
Yep, so we'll go to Zebedee. We also want to try and go to Emma Gorge today, depending on time. We might even head out to Questro Gorge. Bit of a full drive track to get in there, being told of a deep water crossing that's running about 800-900 mil deep, so I want to go and do that bit, and then we'll go and see what the walk's like afterwards. Anyway, let's go and see what the day holds. Well, we're about to start walking into Zebedee Springs. Just left the car in the car park behind. Car park doesn't look too busy, so fingers crossed the springs aren't too busy either. But check this out. The walk into Zebedee Springs is the easiest walk in El Questro. It's pretty much like a almost disabled friendly walk, so it should be super easy to get in there. Come here first thing in the morning, it's a bit cooler, the water's meant to be warm, so it should be enjoyable. Let's go see what it's like. Well, it's like a full-on oasis in here. Anyway, we've got to the springs.
28 to 32 degrees all year.
How good's that? 28 to 32 degrees all year. Anyway, I'll give you a quick shot. There are other people around, so I don't want to do too much filming and invade their privacy, but let's show you what it looks like. Well, what a gem. I was a bit reluctant and unsure about how Zebedee was going to be because it is such a popular spot and it's known as a really popular spot. But we timed it well. There weren't a whole heap of people in there. We managed to get down and find our own little pool of water. A little tip for you. use some rocks, build a little dam wall, make the water a bit deeper, and you're laughing. So that's what Jess and I did, and we really enjoyed it. I think we sat in the water for about 45 minutes, and there's a good possibility we're going to come back here again either tomorrow or the next day. Anyway, on to the next adventure. We'll get back to the car, head over to Emma Gorge. That one is a much more adventurous walk, and it's got a big waterfall and pool at the end, so I can't wait to go see what it looks like.
Well, we've left the springs behind and driven down to Emma Gorge. It's actually a lot nicer here than I was expecting. I was expecting just a walk path, but there's an actual full resort with restaurant, everything. Emma Gorge is a 3.2 return walk, more in the sunlight, so we've got our water with us, and yeah, so let's check it out.
Do you know the best way in which you can help and support Great Off-Road Adventures? Well, it's on every video you watch. If you enjoy it, go and hit the like button, ensure you're subscribed to the channel, enable notifications by clicking the bell, and share the video with your mates, or leave us a comment telling us what your favourite part is. That's the best way in which you can help us out, and we really appreciate it. Well, don't let this really cool little sequence and the last couple of shots here fool you. We did not have the place to ourselves. This is called camera trickery. If you come to the Kimberley in tourist season, yeah, it's going to be busy. And that's just the reality, and this is what the reality looked like.
Well, we've gone for a swim now. It was absolutely freezing. Graham had to do a lot of coaxing to get me in. It's one of those iconic things you don't want to miss out and regret it later, but yeah, it took a lot of work to get me in the water today. So it is absolutely beautiful here. Words cannot describe it. Hope the camera's doing a better job than me. And we will make our way back down now. And the walk in, it's a grade 4 walk. I'm short as all hell, so there was nothing too big to climb over. It was largely just like rocks like this here, which you just climbed over as you went up. It is not a long walk, but I did get tired. So yeah, but there's all kinds of people here. Like, you would be able to get up if you wanted to. Just take your time and, you know, enjoy the sights on the way up.
Well, we've come to the top of Pigeon Hole Lookout. This is one of the four-wheel drive tracks on El Questro. Now, they play it up and say that it's steep and hardcore and for experienced four-wheel drivers and whatnot, but it's just to deter the high car drivers. It's actually not all that bad at all. The view though, specky. And honestly, from this point here, you can see, well, I'll say 360 degrees around. So this main river that you sort of see flowing through here, it's the Pentecost. So we've crossed it a couple times to get here, to get into the station. The big iconic Pentecost crossing is further out, and that'll be where the bitumen ends and the gravel starts for the Gibb, pretty much for us. Thereabouts. Anyway, show you a bit more of the view and then we'll go and keep on exploring. Well, I'm going to take back what I said a second ago about El Questro not having any good four-wheel drive tracks and them all being basic. The track down to Pigeon Hole Billabong, the track down from the Lookout in is all first gear low range, some rocky sort of steps and jump ups, lots of big rocks that you got to crawl over. It's yeah, it's deserving of its severe four-wheel drive, high clearance only status, because it would definitely catch out the unwary. Well, we've made it down to Pigeon Hole Billabong. What a fun little four-wheel drive track. I'll be honest, I didn't expect to be saying this. Not whilst we're at El Questro at least. But we are the only ones here. There's no one else around. So we're going to enjoy this little moment and take it in. Now, unfortunately, down here, there's well signposted that there's crocodiles in the area, so don't go swimming, be sure of your whereabouts, that sort of thing. So yeah. Well, soon enough the time came for us to depart Pigeon Hole Billabong and continue on with our exploring of El Questro, but we had to get back up that track first, so let's see how we go. Coming back up this track was one of the times I realised just how much I love the 200. It's super comfortable and it's pretty capable as well. So it's a great tourer, but when the going gets tough, you know, it's also pretty capable, and it can get you up these tracks without too many issues. What do you think, Jess?
Yeah, it's good. Just hiding from the sun right now.
Yep. She's still pretty warm up here. That's not a complaint. Not at all. Anyway, our plan for the rest of the evening, We're going to watch the sun go down here. They do pizzas every night from 5 until 7, and the sun goes down here at 5. So we're going to head down to the pub, get a drink, get a pizza. We cooked last night, don't feel like cooking tonight. And then cruise back to camp after that. The other thing is, at the private sites that we don't actually have toilets and showers at our site, but we are entitled to use the toilets and showers at the station, homestead, whatever. So yeah, we're going to go and use them, have a feed, and then cruise back to camp after that. So yeah, anyway, show you it as we go. In the meantime, I'm going to crack a beer and take in this view. Another day here at Questro. We've had a very relaxed morning. It's 9:30 and we've just left camp. Plan for this morning is?
Today we're heading off to Questro Gorge. It's more of a shaded walk, so given it's almost 30 degrees at 9:30, I feel a nice shaded walk's in order.
It's a long walk like Emma Gorge, it's not a short one, so yeah, we're just going to do the one big walk today. That's sort of what we decided to do, was just to be a bit lazy, just do one big walk a day. And then this afternoon we'll jump back in the car and go and do the other four-wheel drive track up to Packsaddle Ridge and look out up there, so should be good. We will not be watching the sun go down from the lookout though. We're going to go back to camp to get a fire going, and we're going to cook on a fire again tonight, seeing as we got the chance to do so. What's the track into Questro Gorge like, Jess?
So we have been advised by Questro that the track into Questro Gorge involves a deep water crossing. When we checked in a day or two ago, they said at that point it was 800 mil high, which is no issue for our car, but makes it a bit more fun.
Gives us a bit of a challenge to get there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll show you it when we get there. Well, the rest of the track into the Questro Gorge car park is pretty easy. It's just that one water crossing, and yeah, nothing really to worry about there either if you're in a capable car. I mean, there's a few cars in here without snorkels, which I wouldn't have expected, but anyway, good on them. So now we will begin the walk into Questro Gorge. This one's really well shaded apparently, grade 4, so obviously a little bit more tricky. It's not super simple, but looking forward to it, see what it's like. There's a halfway pool and an end pool. So one walk's about 3.5 kilometres, the other walk's about 7 kilometres. So we'll just see how we're feeling and see which one we're going to do. Well, we just had a quick chat with a couple of people that are walking out of the gorge. They said there's a point where you have to wade through and the water's about halfway up your chest. So I quickly ran back, grabbed a dry bag from the car so I can chuck the camera gear in. So hopefully we don't lose any of it, because that'd be a disaster. And hopefully then we can get across the water where we got to wade through and finish the walk. We'll see how we go. Just adds a bit of an element of excitement. We'll see what it's like. This will test you.
Okay, so far they're all close together.
Well, we were feeling pretty good at halfway pool, so we've decided to kick on and go all the way down to the end, to Macming Pool or Macming Gorge. And this is not it, this is just one of the little points along the way, but she's pretty special, she's pretty cool. We've got to, I don't know if you can see it, the little blue dots, we've got to scramble up the side, probably get wet feet and climb up the waterfall. So she's pretty hardcore walk, she's not for the faint of heart, especially the bit from halfway pool onwards. But it's good fun and I think it's well worth it. Well, we've made it all the way to the end of our Questro Gorge. This is Macming Pool, or Macming Falls, and it is awesome. And again, we had the place to ourselves. So definitely the more difficult to reach places at Questro, you have a lot more peace. I'm glad we pushed on and made it all the way out here. It was difficult, but well worth it now. Well, the dry bag did its trick. Just come through halfway pool again, so I'll show you it. I'm not sure if I showed you it on the way up, but this is halfway pool. Got to climb up on the left side, got to jump out of the waterfall on the right hand side. It's deep, it's about 4 or 5 meters deep, so you can jump into it. And that's the trick to getting through halfway pool. Anyway, let's keep walking out and get back to the car. Day's dragging on now, it's 2:30, so this is going to be an all-day gorge for us. Well, that's a wrap on episode 6. Hope you're enjoying this series so far. Come back for episode 7 as we continue to explore the Gibb River Rd. There's heaps to still see and do, including some scenic flights and a few other bits and pieces, and a surprise at the end of the series. So yeah, if you're enjoying the series, make sure you smash that subscribe button, enable notifications by clicking the bell, leave us a comment in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next episode.